Well, how cool is this that, and I had no idea before the show of this fact, but how cool is this, Joey, that both singers who didn't know each other before the show both grew up in Worcester, Mass.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
It's pretty cool. And that was Jay Brittany. She was from Worcester, and she went to Doherty, and I went to Holy Name, which are very close. We just sort of, I mentioned Worcester, and she said that she's there. She's since taken off, but she's from Worcester, and we like bonded over that a little bit during the break.
I think someday maybe we can, because we like to do road trips, maybe someday we could do a show in Worcester, Mass with you and Brittany leading the way. What do you think?
Well, that sounds great. We should do it sometime around like Christmas or Thanksgiving, because that's when everyone's home, you know?
All right.
That's the time to do it.
All right, awesome.
Thanksgiving show.
All right, I love that idea. So without further ado, let's have Joey Boover from Worcester, Mass. Doing it one more time. Enjoy. What song will you play this time?
Well, Howie, I'm glad you asked, because I'm actually at an ends. I don't know which one to play. I have two songs, and I want you to help me pick one.
Okay.
It's between. There's one song called "Two Kids and a Dog," which is sort of like a rock anthem. It's sort of a little taste of the first one that I played in the teaser thing. And then there's another one called "The Blue Mustache." And why I'm asking is because look at this. There's a dog wearing a mustache. That dog's wearing a mustache. It's like a blending of both. And behind me is a literal blue mustache. You put the
Well, I think there you go. I think the blue mustache.
All right, here.
I think the blue mustache, I'll hold up, wins the argument. So without further ado, it's Joey Boover in the blue mustache.
All right, let's do it. There's a silly friend who sits alone with a pint of Guinness Stout. I just started on the second verse, but I'll go back. That's the verse for later. Resetting. Here we are. There's a young man sitting patiently in an old-time restaurant, which has Christmas decorations that adorn its parking lot. And they glitter like 1,000 stars in his optimistic eyes. As he sits and waits for his fickle date, they'll keep him occupied. Just then a slight amount of bluish light shined bright upon his chin, and it nestled into the vacant spots where his innocence once kept him in. A few more hours passed, the boy began to take the hint, and on his way out he stole the whole entire bowl of after-dinner mints. He grew a few blue head hairs which consumed his red hairs, but just 2 or 3 could be plucked out. But as the months went by, the blue roots multiplied, and they got deeper and deeper till they were stuck. This boy looked stupid, he felt dumb. It seemed like Cupid missed his bum when he was launching love arrows. His aim sucked, and now he's blue. The color of his fro reflected his mood. He tried to keep control, but it's just no use. He thought that pain won't go away. It's like a sad adolescent display at a human zoo. And our silly friend now sits alone with a pint of Guinness Stout. Takes just one sip, then curls his lip and quickly spits it out. He's more the type to have pillow fights with his chums from Sunday school. But the dame who former claimed his heart done changed its point of view. So aimlessly he'll blame himself for being so naive, as he sets his sights on the Christmas lights still up in Halloween. And he finds their light ironic, but he knows nobody cares. And to mask his angst-ridden baby face, he's covered it with hair. He's grown a blue mustache to scuff off the blush that there was much too much of on his cheeks. Ordered more heavy beers to make it very clear to all the tough guys here that he's not weak. But he had one too many, somewhere 10 through 20. He blacked out and woke up on a beach. He's on a beach. only is he blue, he's hung over too. He's missing his hat and he's wearing a hat and he's missing his other shoe, 'cause his leg's been cut off by a sword, which he finds lodged in a giant board. What the hell did he do? Last night. So he tries to make the best out of this situation, heck. And he starts to sew his leg back on like he mastered in home ec. And he grabbed that sword and he sawed that board into 1,000 different parts. And he starts to build a sailboat on which one day he'll depart, diligently working till the light of day is through, and continuing beneath the pale blue rays of the full moon. And these colors start to linger and the boat invites them in. And at last our melancholy lad lets out a little grin. He's made a new blue sailboat which matched his blue tailcoat, which he wore while sailing on the seas. He kept the hat and the sword and got a patch which he wore on his left eye, which made it really hard to see. And all the angst and hatred in his human nature started shifting to unbridled glee. The kid was happy and he knew a pirate's life is all he'd want to do. Forget the rest and get tangled up in blue till it became his favorite color. When he walked by, folks would shudder. Ooh, beware the blue, blue mustache. Ooh, the enemy of justice. Ooh, and if you see him come past, you better run and hide, hide, because he's mean and ruthless, so uncouth and toothless, so aloof that you'd wish you could cry. He'll make you cry.
All right, the blue mustache.
Look at this guy with a mustache the whole time. Thank you.